What's up, travelers? Join me as I go from Greensboro, North Carolina to New Orleans with a stop through Atlanta. I'll give you some tips and tricks along the way, including when you should get to the airport. Let's begin with that. So if you only have a personal item or a carry-on, I get to the airport about an hour and a half before departure. If you have to check a bag, I'd say like an hour and 45 minutes to be safe, because bags do have to be go to the airline an hour before your flight closes. All right, let's do it. Oh, another tip, obviously download your airline's app so you get your boarding pass right on your phone. I know that's obvious, but some people don't know that, so definitely do that. It'll save you some time.
If your checked bag weighs more than 50 pounds, you may have to pay extra, so keep that in mind.
All right, so TSA. The trick there is obviously get TSA pre-check. If you don't, I would at least give yourself 30 minutes of time for TSA. That's usually the best way to do it. Also, if you're at a bigger airport like Chicago or Charlotte, you can just check the airport's website to give you average wait times for TSA for that day.
This airport doesn't have an airline lounge, so we decided to go to one of the restaurants here, just get a little appetizer. It's only an hour flight, but I like to be able to just have something to eat and maybe kind of talk about the trip. Kind of helps out maybe the excitement before you board.
All right, so we're 30 minutes from departure, so it's about time to head to the gate. Some advice though, don't be that guy who gets to the gate about 45 minutes before departure and just stands there. There's really no reason, and it makes everyone nervous. So don't do that. All right, I'll see you at the gate.
Fortunately, this flight was on time, but if your flight gets delayed, trust me, you have about 40 minutes from when the flight lands until they start boarding. So if you have a delayed flight because of crew cancellation or weather, trust me, you've got some time to...
So I'm more of a aisle guy because I like to get out. He's more a window guy. But you know, those are your choices, right?
As you can see, it was a bumpy flight because it was rainy, but that's okay. But because of that, there wasn't much of a meal service. We got a Biscoff cookie and a little bottle of water. We landed in Atlanta about an hour later. It was actually much nicer in Atlanta. Flight one down, landed in Atlanta. That was about an hour flight, but that was pretty bumpy. So I think now it's time to go to the Delta Club, get some food. I have a 2-hour layover before Atlanta. My rule on going to clubs and lounges, obviously if you have a pass, then go. But did you know you can get a one-time pass, usually for about 60 bucks? And I'll show you what it looks like, but if your layover is more than 2 hours, you might as well just go ahead and get it, right? Just pay the 50, 60 bucks because you're gonna pay that at an airport bar anyway. So that's kind of my advice if you're doing something like that. All right, let's head there. Most airlines will let you buy a day pass, but it depends how busy they are. Just keep that in mind. But you do get free alcohol, a buffet style type meal, and plenty of phone charging areas.
All right, so spent about 2 hours in the lounge, and now we're about to board for New Orleans. Same deal, you want to get here about 30 minutes before your flight. This is a big flight. This is a 757. So let's see what this looks like. See you guys on the flight.
Woo, I hope that screaming baby is not on this flight. This is one of the biggest narrow body flights in the US. Had more than 40 rows. It was really packed in.
All right, 6 hours later, we are at Louis Armstrong International Airport in New Orleans. Look how cool this terminal is. It was fun, like I said. It took 6 hours though, which when you have a layover is, you know, it's kind of frustrating. But they have a great Uber service out there. And there's lots of snacks and stuff right there. When you land, baggage claim is right there. But yeah, so that's basically the gist of it. Hope you guys learned something.
Oh yeah, here's a little New Orleans fun. Please like and subscribe.